This is the Jim Norton Show.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely summer day. I am here in New York having a wonderful day. My mic might be a little bit too loud. If it is, I apologize. I will try to adjust it so it doesn't blow your ears out. If they could adjust that back at the studio. So call in if you need anything, if I can help. That would be lovely. I'm going to start off with my first live read of the new advice show, because this will give you guys a moment to call in and kind of, get your calls on. But we had Godsmack, Opie and I, yesterday. We had Sully and we had Shannon, and they have a new album out, and the Grammy Award nominated multi-platinum Hard Rock Heroes are back. I actually have to say Hard Rock Heroes, with a highly anticipated sixth full-length album, 1000 HP, in stores now and on sale at Best Buy. It's the follow-up to 2010's The Oracle, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200. The title track and first single, 1000 HP, bursts out of the gate with the Boston group's signature stomp and a newfound thrashed-up punk energy, which Sully actually did talk about yesterday, and he said that that's something they like about this new record. It's a rowdy, rousing, and rough anthem that tells the story of the band's journey from playing tiny clubs to packed arenas worldwide. Singer Sully Erna comments, "We made a conscious decision," I should do it in Sully's accent, "we made a conscious decision to go back to the streets of Boston for this album." Now, is that the end of it? Is that the end of the quote? The single actually recounts our days in the empty bars, working our way up to those big stages we're so blessed to be on. It doesn't just capture the spirit of the city, it's Godsmack. That was the worst Sully impression you'll ever hear. He said it better. Drummer Shannon Larkin adds, "It's a kick-ass rock tune. This is our most kick-ass record. There's a punk edge and a different energy. I can't wait for everyone to hear it." Get ready for another epic from the iconic Boston Titans. Godsmack's new album, 1000 HP, on sale now at Best Buy. And I can tell you honestly, the read is done. Here, listen, I'm ripping up the read. It actually is a great album, and we played FML, we played Something Different, and we played 1000 HP on the radio yesterday. All great songs, so good luck to those guys who I love. Okay, Boner in CA. Let's talk to Boner. Thinks me and Opie, I don't agree with this. Hello, Boner, how are you?
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to say that I'm digging the show now that Anthony's not there. I used to be so fucking annoyed with that guy, and I don't know, I'm just really digging the show now.
Well, honestly, I appreciate the fact you dig the show, and there are a lot of times on a show with 3 people on it. There's people that hate me and think that the show is better without me. There's people who didn't like Ant because of his views or whatever, or they don't like Opie. So no matter which one of us left, there would be some people that go, yeah, we're happy that person's gone. But honestly, dude, I mean, Opie and I are doing the best we can with it. We're friends. We're comfortable talking. We're trying to just bring in other people and talk, but there is no replacement for Ant. So, I mean, I appreciate you listening to us, but, I feel like we're not better with Anthony. We're just different. I'm sorry, without Anthony. We're not better without it. We're just different. And, look, we're just doing the best we can to make it a radio show. But I miss him. I miss him terribly. I mean, I really do. And I'm not just saying that to be polite. And I know Opie does too.
I'm just saying, I dig the dynamic now of the show.
Well, we'll work. Thank you for calling, buddy. I do appreciate you supporting us. And, look, if you weren't an Anthony guy, of course you'll be happy, but a lot more people would have been happy if I left. So, thank you, Boner, and just please keep listening to us. And, most of the people, I would say 98% of the people love the show with Anthony, if not more than that. So those of you that love Anthony and miss Anthony like we do, just listen to Ant in the afternoon on his show, and then just give us a chance to regroup in the morning, because we are trying. So let's say hello to John in Illinois. Funny you should ask this. Want some advice on getting a hooker for the first time? Hi, John.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for taking my call. Appreciate it. Huge fan of everything you do.
Well, you got to be careful. One thing I'll say to this. How old a guy are you?
I'm 39.
Okay, and why do you want to get a hooker?
Because I have no social skills and there's nothing else out there for me.
You know, it's funny. There's an article on time.com today called, the day of the John or something, where they busted 500 Johns in a sting operation for prostitution. And
yeah, that's one of my major fears, is actually getting arrested. So I'd like to know how to do it without getting arrested.
Well, the fear of getting arrested, I think is what deters a lot of people from actually getting a prostitute. It's never deterred me, and if it were legal, it wouldn't encourage me to do it more. I would say you got to be careful about going into the streets and getting people, because that's a dangerous element for you and for the girl, because so many of them have abusive pimps and they're in terrible situations. I would go online, and if you're going to go with an escort, you try to find somebody at least in the more high-end area if you can, because I think you have a better shot at actually getting the person that's in the ad and of them coming over to your house and being somebody that is doing it because they maybe are, getting what they want out of it, as opposed to somebody who's being forced into it. Maybe that's just my own naive thinking. But don't go out in the street and do it, because that's an arrest waiting to happen.
Well, I'm a couple hours away from Chicago, so would it be worth it to maybe go there and do it from a hotel room there?
Well, you should look online first. Just check and see if there's a girl in your area that maybe you could do, or you could see. I shouldn't say it like you could do, but it is an addiction. I mean, for me, I've always felt more comfortable with prostitutes, and I'm saying this because I'm actually writing an article on something about getting hookers. And I've always connected with them and felt more comfortable. And a lot of it was my lack of social skills. Like, a lot of guys will do it because they want to be abusive to the girls, or they want to be shitty. And like, I always kind of hated those guys. I was more like you, where I never felt attractive, or I never felt like I had a smooth rap. And so I felt like if I was paying somebody, that is the only reason that they would want to be with me. So, if you go into it kind of knowing, like, look, I just want this to be a sexual experience and I'm not going to treat the girl badly, then, look, enjoy yourself. But, just make sure you're not going into it looking for love, because that's a very, very frustrating thing, because for them, man, that's not what they're there for. That's a pure, financial situation for them.
Speaking of financials, how much should I expect to spend for?
It could be anywhere from $200 to $150 to $2,000. I mean, I don't know. So, you should discuss that beforehand.
Okay, great.
All right, buddy. Good luck. Just be safe, okay? Bye. Hello, Kate in Ohio wants to know about her. People with a food addiction starting to use e-cigarettes. Hello, Kate. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be talking to you.
Thank you, Kate. That's the attitude everyone should have on the phone on the Jim Norton Advice Program. Thank you.
You have no idea. You turn me on so much. It's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Kate. That's good to know. Let's forget the real question. What are you wearing? All right, what's going on, Kate?
Well, I have a food addiction. I had weight loss surgery and lost 120 pounds, and it was awesome, and I looked great. But every day I wake up terrified that I'm just going to wake up back at 250.
Sure.
And I've beat a shopping addiction. I've not become addicted to alcohol. I stopped smoking pot because that was becoming an issue. So I just wanted to know if you've heard of people, or if it's becoming an issue with the e-cigarettes, if people are starting to use those. I've never been a smoker, so I don't want to become addicted to nicotine. I can't get exercise.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kate. I would say stay away from them. If you've never been a smoker, I definitely understand it's an oral fixation, especially if you've smoked pot. You understand how that you've always gotten pleasure through your mouth, like whether it's food or smoking pot. Those are very oral things. So the e-cigarette is a natural extension of that. And I haven't heard of anybody going specifically from food to e-cigarettes, but I certainly get it. And when you say that, of course I go like, yeah, obviously. If you could stay away from them, I would suggest staying away from them. But I relate to the fact that I didn't have the surgery. I probably lost like 30 pounds, but I know that fear of, oh my God, I'm going to go back. Like every time I eat a little something shitty, I go like, oh my God, I'm going to get fat again. I just panic that it's going to happen. And if you're eating healthy, and I'm trying to eat healthy, and are you exercising?
I am exercising. I know that you said bipolar people are annoying.
Sometimes.
I was just diagnosed, though, like less than a year ago, so I'm trying to balance that, and I'm an emotional eater. So it's been kind of like a full plate, so to say, without a pun. But
sure.
So it's just been frustrating, and I am exercising. I wish that I could become addicted to that, and also I feel like I'm wasting my time at the gym. Like I don't have a trainer, so I'm not maximizing my time there, which is frustrating.
Let me tell you something. That's the addictive part of you talking. First of all, I probably should have been more specific with bipolar people. I feel for bipolar people. I don't hate bipolar people. I don't think you're all assholes or annoying. My problem is with people who will not address their own selfishness, not people who genuinely have a chemical problem and are trying to do something about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're out there like, fuck man, I'm bipolar and I'm trying to work with it and I'm going for help, like, I respect that. It's just the people who won't acknowledge the selfishness that comes with it. But, you know, not having a trainer, okay, if you can afford one, get one. But if you're going to the gym and you're making an effort and you're on the treadmill and you're doing weights and you're doing the hour and you're committed to it, you're not wasting your time. That's a healthy commitment. And it takes a lot longer to get hooked on the gym because the results aren't as immediate as the feeling of eating a McDonald's fucking cheeseburger. So give yourself some time. Don't listen to that shitty thinking. Keep going to the gym even on days when you don't feel like it's helping. Even realize that's just your sick thinking. That's that shitty part of your brain that made you fat, trying to trick you into saying, fuck this healthy stuff and going back to being a fatso again. You are doing the right thing. And you know what? That sick part of you is losing. So keep doing the right thing. And then what happens is maybe the sick part of you doesn't say, eat a cake. You know what I mean? Because that doesn't work as much anymore. So it says, the gym's not working. You know, it hits you at a subtle, different angle. My mind is very sneaky, and so is yours.
Yeah. I want to tell you two quick things. If I get to go to New York soon, I will plan it around one of your shows at times or whatever. Make my husband do that. I'm a female who's addicted to the show and think that you and Opie are doing a great job. I love Ant. I was surprised there wasn't a backup plan, you know, knowing just his views and stuff, what the fuck was Sarah thinking without having a backup strategy.
Well, knowing us, knowing Opie, Anthony, especially and myself, you should never be surprised there's not a backup plan. If we had a backup plan, that should surprise you. The fact there is no backup plan should be, you should go, yeah, I get it. They're idiots.
You guys, the company. You know what I mean? They should have had like, okay, if some crazy shit happens, this is what we would do to not lose our talent.
Yeah, well, no, there is no backup plan. I got to run, Cakes. I get a lot of calls, but thank you very much and good luck to you. Okay, sweetheart?
Thank you.
I appreciate your support. Bye, Kate. I wanted to talk to this guy here. Lou in Jersey quit smoking 2 weeks ago. Hey, Lou. Hello, Lou.
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Hi, it'd be funny if we came to you and you're just throwing somebody through a window. How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I quit smoking. It's actually 15 days ago.
Great.
So incidentally, all those ads on TV, you know, the smoking ads, it never did shit for me. Give yourself some credit. Whenever you guys bring up the 90 Day Fiance and all that stuff, you say sticky breath and all that. That just repulsed me. So I'm like, you know what? Let me give this a try. I've been smoking. I started smoking when I was 14. I'm 30 now, so that's 16 years of a pack a day.
Sure.
I've slipped up a little bit. I had a drag of my friend's cigarette the other day, and I had another cigarette, but like I haven't bought a pack. And I know that you said you quit smoking in the past. And I was wondering if you can give me some advice, just how to try to stay on course and take it as habit for good.
I understand. Okay, first 2 weeks that I had a drag. And then it goes to, I had a cigarette. And then we always justify it with, I didn't buy a pack. The next step is buying a pack. If it's not this week, it'll be next week. I either smoke or I don't smoke. So dude, it's a hard thing to do, but that temporary relief you're giving yourself of smoking that drag or bumming that one cigarette, all you're doing is saying to yourself, I am going to be a smoker again. I'm just cock teasing myself for a little bit. I'll tell you what helped me. I went on the patch immediately. Like the day I quit, I went and got the patch and I did it as instructed. Like my way always says, well, just do it halfway and then stop. I did it as the patch suggested. I drank a shitload of water. And when I felt those urges, I said, you just have to struggle through this few minutes. And then those few minutes extended into 10 minutes where I was okay without a cigarette. And then all of a sudden I'd be on the computer for an hour and not think about it. Dude, I remember one time I was on the computer for an hour and I hadn't thought about a cigarette. And I was like, oh my God, a fucking hour. And I didn't think about it. So it's a slow process. But if it didn't get easier, I never would have stopped. Colin Quinn, who I credit fully with saying the best thing I heard, which was Colin said to me, he goes, you know, the urge to smoke will pass. whether you smoke or not. So, like, when that urge hits you and you want to have that drag, just feel what you're feeling. Your system is screaming. You know, have some water, eat a piece of candy, do something, and realize that the urge is going to pass. It just takes a little longer if you're not actually sucking down the cigarette. But either way, the urge goes away. I promise you. But you can't keep cock teasing yourself with cigarettes, okay, buddy?
I appreciate it, Jim. And also, thank you so much to you and Opie. You guys are handling this, the breakup with True Flash. You got all those haters there, and it's great to hear you guys on the radio, and I'll continue to support you and Ant. You guys.
Yes, please do. I appreciate that. And yeah, dude, stay stopped. I promise you, it's the fucking best decision I ever made. I have never once said, gee, I wish I didn't quit. So just stay off it, man. You're doing the right thing.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Hi, Dave in Syracuse, 21. Not sure if you're developing into an alcoholic. How are you?
Yeah, hi, Jim. I've been drinking pretty heavily for about the past 3 years. I'd say probably I'd go through 2 bottles a week, just every night. I wouldn't drink during the day, but every night, around 8 or 9 o'clock, I just start putting them down.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if this is something that I've always wanted to seek out help, but I didn't know if I'd get looked down upon, or if this wouldn't be considered alcoholism, or what the case is.
Well, I have met very few people that accidentally walked into a 12-step group or something. So if it's something that's concerning you, a lot of times where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. Have you gone online? There's those tests you can take online, answer these 20 questions, and a lot of them are pretty helpful. And if you answer this many yes, chances are you're an alcoholic. Have you taken one of those?
No, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Why don't you do that? Go online and check and just see. Look it up. Questions to determine if you're an alcoholic. Just Google that, and you may answer your own question.
All right, Jim. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
And can't wait to see you in Syracuse.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I'm there in early September. I'll see you then.
Thanks.
Speedy in Rockland wants some advice. Slept with a married couple, and they want you to do it again, but you're not sure. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, buddy.
Well, this is a situation. I was the sought-after piece, no pun intended, in a cuckold. And the guy pretty much presented it to me where he's like, do you want to, fuck my wife and I'll watch? And, I was kind of surprised, but I went with it. We did it in, the fucking parking lot of the place. And when all was said and done, he told me, he's like, if you come here again and if you see me, I'm down to do it again. I just wanted your advice on the whole situation.
Well, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you're having second thoughts, then you should probably not do it. I think it's real simple. If they're cool with it and you're cool with it, you do it. If you're not enjoying it, if you're hesitant, wait until you're not hesitant.
Do you think it was a risky play, though?
To do what, in a parking lot?
Well, to do, the whole thing. Because at first I thought he was going to try some gay shit. So that's where I was kind of hesitant. But then everything worked out well. But, initially, do you think it was kind of, I don't know, risky?
Well, again, if he didn't do anything like that, then chances are he won't. There's a lot of those situations where there's nothing between the guys going on. So no, I don't think it's risky. And if he did something, you can go hey man, that's not what I'm into. And then that would be that. Or discuss it first. Go, look man, I'm not bi, I don't want any of that stuff. And he might go, well, neither am I. I just want to watch you fuck my wife. It didn't go great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right?
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Enjoy, my friend. Have fun. Let's see. Sean in Tennessee. Can't relate to other people in 12-step programs. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hi, buddy.
Great show, buddy. And I was just watching your Vice show with Whitney, and
Vice.com,
it got me to call you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's the new Whitney Cummings, episode 3 of my... People confuse. This is my Advice show on Sirius, and my talk show is on Vice.com, and Whitney is my guest this week. She was great. So what's up, man? Without being too specific, you're going to a 12-step program. What aspect or what part of it are you having problems relating to?
Well, I feel like when I go to the meetings and I talk, I feel like my problems are so overwhelming that other people can't relate to me and I can't relate to their minuscule problems. And I think I'm putting myself in a vicious circle there.
Well, there's something called chronic uniqueness, which alcoholics suffer for, where we all think that we're different and we all think that we're unique and nobody can relate to us. We're the greatest thing on earth or the biggest piece of shit on earth. And maybe you can't, they say identify, don't compare. Like, you relate to the parts of someone's story that you are similar with. The inability to stop, the fact that it made my life unmanageable, the fact that I was a different person when I drank, or I was abusive, or whatever it was. And there's always going to be people who are much worse than you and much better. Like, have you ever drunk, drove, and killed somebody?
No, I haven't.
Okay. There are
Thank God.
but there are plenty of sober people who have drunk, drove, and killed somebody. So right there, you should be answering that question like, wow, there are plenty of people whose problems are much worse than mine.
Yeah, I feel like I get myself into a pity party and think, oh, I've got this going on and that going on, and it's crippling.
It is crippling, and the way to do that is how long you sober?
I'm actually in the middle of a binge right now.
Well, okay, that's why. I mean, you're not doing the right thing. So, it's like, of course you're feeling sorry for yourself. It's just an excuse to go back out and drink again. You know what I mean? It's like one of the ways to stop feeling sorry for myself. And it's very hard because that's such a trait for an alcoholic. It's such a comfortable thing to wallow in self-pity and in misery, is to look at the other side of things. Like, when things are going well, to be grateful that things are going well. And you don't think yourself into right action. You got to act yourself into healthy thinking. So I would suggest trying to get sober again and realizing that all the bullshit you told yourself got you right back into another binge.
Yeah, the reason I called, I don't mean to cut you off, but okay. I guess the reason I called is for, your point of view on when you intellectually understand that, because I do intellectually understand that I'm really catastrophizing. How do you get over that freaking hump to get out the front door and fucking do something with your life?
Again, the right action. You behave as if, you act as if. There were so many times I would go to a 12-step meeting when I didn't want to, or go to the gym when I don't want to, or you don't think yourself into being built. You go to the gym until you finally are comfortable and enjoy going. The action is first. So the way you get over it is to do it. You don't have to like it. You can realize, I hate that I'm doing this, and you can go and put your hand up and say, I didn't want to come tonight. I would rather not be here. I am simply doing the right action. But to me, that's my suggestion. That's how you begin to get over it. Take the right action. And we usually know what the right action is. The problem is the willingness to take the right action. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I fuck up. Because, like, I know what the right thing to do is, but I don't want to do the right thing. I want to do the wrong thing, because usually the wrong thing in the immediate sense feels better. In the long run, it's usually awful, but in the immediate sense, it's the quick fix. Like, if I want to shove a donut in my fat face, the immediate fix is to shove the donut in my fat face. So how do I think my way out of not putting weight on? You don't. You don't shove the donut into your fucking fat face, and then all of a sudden you're not putting weight on, and you go, I feel fucking good about not putting weight on. So you've acted your way into good thinking, but you got to take the action first, okay?
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot, Jimmy. I saw you in Atlanta a couple of years ago, and we had a really great talk after your show, and I appreciate you. I'm a huge fan. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, and I would suggest going back to a 12-step group or just doing something, but you got to stop, okay?
Yeah.
Good luck, buddy.
Take care. Thanks.
Robert in San Antonio, your wife of 10 years has been cheating on you.
No, not been cheating on me. I just recently found out through a Facebook post that she is going to fuck somebody at 4:30 on Thursday.
How did you find that out through a Facebook post? Wow, she's not a very good sneak.
No. She has 2 Facebook accounts. One I know of, the other one I didn't, and now I do.
How'd you learn of it?
She left the same email and password on our computer. I typed it in Facebook and found messages from some guy.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Now, she left this open for you to find?
No, I typed it in Facebook on my phone.
But how did she...
She uses the same email and same password on our apartment, like, to pay our rent.
Is it possible that she wants to get caught and she's trying to get you to notice?
It might be, Jim, because, I mean, we don't have sex. I really don't even care for it anymore.
Wait, she put it on Facebook? Like, she posted it on Facebook or in an email?
No, it was in her messages. You know how you have private messages between 2 people or 2 separate parties? Yeah.
Maybe she wants you to find out, buddy. I don't know.
And I kind of don't give a shit. I really don't, Jimmy.
Well, then maybe she's right to... Well, you don't. Are you going to confront her on it? I would suggest saying something to her.
See, that's the thing. Like, she has nobody anymore. Her parents are both passed away. Her brother lives here, but she doesn't talk to anybody. So it's like, I feel like an asshole leaving and being like, hey, we'll fucking deal with it.
Right.
Am I wrong for feeling that way?
No, I can't say you're wrong for feeling anyway. I mean, I'm not in your situation. So, do you want to be married to her? Do you have kids?
I have no kids. We don't have anything.
Well, then maybe why don't you guys just split up?
See, we've done that through our relationship. It's been on again, off again, on again, off again.
So leave it off again.
What's that?
Leave it off again.
Just leave it off again.
Yeah, why not? I mean, obviously you don't want to be in it, so why don't you leave it off again?
Because to me, if I leave it off, that's going to be it.
Well, let it be it. What, are you scared to lose it? Let it be it. If you don't want to fuck her and you don't care that she might fuck somebody else and you're not into her anymore, why don't you just let her go?
Because I mean, I do love her as a person. I'm just not sexually attracted to her anymore. Does that make sense or no?
Have you guys gone to a therapist together?
No.
Well, then why don't you try that and then find out what each other wants and then give that a shot. And then if that doesn't work, then maybe you can take that next step. But instead of just letting her go out and fuck somebody, because she can never take that back, maybe you can try working through it if you really love the person and try, doing something, unless you found something else or somebody else that you like and you don't really want to fuck her anymore.
Thanks, Jim. That's perfect, man. Love you.
All right, buddy. Good luck. Let's see. Oh, no. Bill in New York getting the guy friend thing. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Jim. How are you doing?
Good, buddy. So what happens? You taking these girls out and?
So basically, I've been, every girl I date, we go out a few times and we have a good time. They tell me that we have a good time and they can laugh, funny, but there's not that click. Right. And I'm just getting tired of girls telling me that, oh, you're a nice guy.
Sure.
And I don't know if I should try something different. I mean, I could act like an asshole or be that obnoxious type, but I know me. It'll just come off mean, and they're not going to want anything to do with me. So how do I get out of that where I'm a little bit different from just being overly nice all the time?
Well, you can make your intentions clear before you go out. That's one thing. Like, don't go out as a friend and then wonder why they don't fall in love or want to suck your dick in the car. Or go on a dating site. Go on like Match.com or Christian Mingle or whichever one you choose. And why don't you try to find somebody there? Because this way you know what they are interested in when they contact you.
No, see, that's the thing. That's where I've been dating.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have been.
Yeah.
And they just don't like you. Then you're saying, what are you doing wrong? Because they meet you and there's something about, are you too needy?
No, I don't think so. It's just, we have a good time, we laugh, but they're saying that there's just that, I don't know what they're looking for. It's tough dating girls.
Are you a bad conversationalist?
No, we laugh. I tell great stories, jokes. It's never dull silence. I've had dates where we've been out over drinks, talked for hours, had a blast. You kiss at the end of the date. You even go on a second date or a third date, and then they just tell me, oh, there's just something not there. They're just not feeling that chemistry. I don't know what it is.
Well, do you have bad breath?
No.
I'm not saying you do, but you should check your hygiene.
Hygiene's good. I keep, I take the train in from the city. I keep a toothbrush, toothpaste in my bag. Hygiene's not a problem.
Huh. Then I would say maybe just keep trying, dude, because a lot of times these things don't work out. It could just be the odds, the numbers. You know what I mean? Maybe you've gone out with a bunch of girls and it just had. But how many of them would you have been boyfriend and girlfriend with? How many girls are you talking about?
That was where I felt a definite connection and there was something there. 3 or 4.
Okay. Out of how many?
Out of 20, 25.
So look at how low your odds are. Like, if you've gone out with 25 and there's only 3 or 4 that you really thought you could pursue something with or would have, well, the odds are very low for you, too. Like, you know what I mean? It's like we all have these things. We'll meet 10 people and maybe 2 or 3 are relationship worthy. You just haven't met them yet. That's all.
That's one side to it.
Yeah. I mean, because don't forget, you're also... you know what I mean? It's not like every girl there, you're like, yeah, I'll be in a relationship with her. The same thing you're getting from them, you've given to other girls. Maybe a few of those girls who you didn't like would have liked you and wanted to date you.
That's a fair point.
So you know what I mean? So just keep trying, dude. It's hard to connect with people. It's not easy. At least you're getting a bunch of dates. At least you're getting, that's the beauty of the internet. I think the problem with the internet is we have more near misses, because if you're talking to somebody face to face in a bar or you meet them out, you've already kind of interacted in person. So the odds are better that when you go out the first time, you might get along. But online, I think you have a better shot at meeting more people, but the odds of your first date not being perfect or not being a love connection is probably higher because you've only met through a screen.
Right.
So this is the price you're paying for being online. At least you're meeting girls. You know what I mean?
fair enough. But I guess the point is just keep trying.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Good luck, buddy. All right, let's see who we can talk to next. This one, I don't know. Bob in Mississippi, conversation with your kid. Hello, Bob.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm nervous.
Okay, don't be.
Yeah, my wife recently told me that she found some stuff on her Kindle there at home, and the girls, naked girls of that my kid looked up. He's 13.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with him looking at still images and things of that nature. I don't want him looking at hardcore porn, but I was thinking, because my wife is really nosy and I believe he needs to have his privacy. I was thinking, should I teach him how to erase history off of his Kindle so she don't find it anymore?
Let me ask you something. As opposed to doing that, and I speak without children or never having experienced this, in a way, if you're teaching him how to hide his history, wouldn't you want to know if he was watching hardcore porn or stuff that could be dangerous? So by doing that, you're removing your own option to check if you have a real suspicion of something. So wouldn't it be more helpful to talk to your wife and go, look, I mean, this is the internet world. I think that this kid needs his privacy. And if he's looking at certain images, instead of shaming him about it, let him do it, because otherwise he's going to find a way to do it where we don't know he's doing it. So maybe this way is, you know what I mean? Is there a way to talk to her and say, look, give the kid a break?
I think it is. It's just that she tries to, baby him too much, Well, he's the only child, and there for the longest time we thought he was gay, and now that he's looking up, which isn't the bad thing.
Sure, I know what you're saying, yeah.
I had no problem with it. It's just that now that he's looking up girls, I want him to look at more girls. But
yeah, I would say maybe because he's struggling with his sexuality, or maybe he's not sure about it, any type of shaming or scolding is bad. If he's looking at hardcore porn, but dude, maybe he's 13, he's trying to find himself, and at least he's not out putting his dick in girls to find himself. Maybe he's trying to see, do these images excite me? Do they do anything for me? So I would suggest telling your wife to lay off, and if you see anything that really alarms you, because look, man, if he's 13, I think maybe fuck him. Check his history once in a while, you know? I mean, I believe in privacy, but for a 13-year-old, I think they have less of a right to privacy than an adult does.
Yeah, to an extent, they still do have a right.
Yeah, a certain right to privacy, but you are the parents. I mean, if he was smoking pot in the house and your wife was smelling it through the door, would you teach him how to turn his fan on reverse?
No.
So yeah, maybe talk to her about it and say, look, but I don't know if you want to show him that yet. I don't know if you want to teach him that he should be hiding it.
Okay.
All right, buddy?
Thanks, Jim.
Good luck. Tom in Long Island, bad breakup 6 months ago. What's up, buddy? Tommy. Oh, no, he said a girl was stalking him. Call back, man, because I've had that situation, although never in person. And, it can be rather scary. So let's see here. AJ in Westchester started going to rubbing tugs. And, how do you turn it into a BJ or sex? What's up, AJ?
What's up, little Jimmy Norton?
How you doing?
So, yeah, I recently started going to this Asian massage place. They made it really fucking easy to get the rub and tug. I didn't have to ask. I didn't have to insinuate anything. About 3/4 of the way through, she just said, do you want to flip over? And, I said yes. So I'm wondering, how do I turn that into maybe a blowjob or getting her to hop on pop?
Well, my first time I made a mistake. I set my pubes on fire and said, quick, suck the fire out. And that didn't work. Sometimes you can ask if they do more. Would you do a little bit more if I'm generous or if I tip? Or ask her to do something that's not a blowjob. Say, hey, would you kiss my stomach or would you kiss my chest? And if she shows a willingness to do that, maybe she'll pick up the hint. But if she won't kiss your chest or she won't use her mouth at all, she may not do that. So, that's an individual thing, man. There's no real way to do that. There's no real way to say, yeah, here's how you do that. That's from person to person. That's going to vary. So I would say just feel it out. Don't just say, hey, would you blow me? Because they're never going to say yes to that. Maybe you kind of phrase it and go, look, do you, would you be willing to do a little bit more if I'm generous? Just phrase it, kind of be vague about it. So also she can say yes without feeling like a total, hussy. All right.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Jim. And you and Opie keep rocking it, all right?
Thank you, man. We're doing what we can. Let's see here. Chris in Louisiana. Wife was bipolar. Episodes every 2 to 3 days. Fuck, man. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Jimmy, how are you?
Good. That's rough, man.
Yeah. Just for as a quick example, I was taking my mom to surgery the other day in Dallas. On my way back, I got sleepy. I had to stop and take a couple hours nap. Well, I missed a phone call from her. Well, when I did call back, it was, no, you're lying. You weren't sleeping. You were at a strip club in Longview, or just, that's a quick example. She GPS's my phone.
Oh, wow.
She,
have you ever cheated on her?
Never. No,
okay.
Never. There have been text conversations and stuff, just responses, like, I'm on Facebook looking and somebody messages me.
Has she seen you doing anything inappropriate? Let's be honest here.
Never.
Okay. So her bipolar stuff, is she on medication?
She's on it, but she takes it very irregularly, so it does no good.
Can you tell her or suggest to her that she takes it, tell her you're having a real problem with this?
Every fight, that's my main thing is you need to regularly take your medicine. You need to take your medicine. And she says that's the only card I have to play, and, uses it as a, sorry, I'm a little nervous.
Okay, don't be.
Uses it as, like, that's my only comeback to me doing something wrong, when in actuality I really haven't done anything wrong. It's just, like, she makes it up in her head when she's by herself. It's crazy.
Let me ask you something. Do you ever have these conversations with her when she's not having an episode?
Yes.
Well, if she's unwilling to do the right thing, and it's manipulative if she's accusing you of something because she doesn't want to look at the fact that her accusation might be based in something irrational. So she wants to go like, you're the asshole for trying to deflect it back to me, even though it's probably her not taking her medicine which is causing the problem to begin with. Exactly. So if you're having trouble with it, I know you have a kid, you said a new kid, you don't want to leave because of that. But Absolutely. You may have to tell her, like, look, 2 parents screaming at each other is worse than 2 divorced parents. So you may have to say, look, I'm not happy here, and I will do something. I need you to take your medication. Or go to therapy and see if they can get her to take her medication.
I always get a promise for therapy, but it never happens. And like I told the screener, it's not just, a fight. It's I'm leaving, and she'll start packing up her shit. It's a routine. She goes through every single fight. As
Mike Tyson said on my advice show, she seems to be addicted to chaos. Exactly. And she likes the fight, and she likes the drama, and she likes the adrenaline rush and the anger addiction. So maybe, does she go to therapy or no?
No, she doesn't.
Maybe you should ask her to go and see if she'll go.
And one quick thing that I probably did do wrong, and how I could maybe get out of this. So, we're parents, and we were in a hurry trying to get a quickie in. She's not on any birth control, so I was using a rubber. Couldn't get off. I faked it. And it got, just busted. Any advice on how to kind of, because that's one thing she's super pissed about right now. I've gotten a blowjob since. That's it.
Well, that's not fucking up. What you can say to her is, because of her episodes and the fact that you're so afraid of starting a fight, you've began walking on eggshells, and even a situation like that where you weren't able to come, you didn't know how to communicate honestly and go, look, I'm not able to come right now, because you knew it would blow up into her accusing you of something.
Right. Exactly.
So that's a price you're paying in the marriage, because she's just being irrational and honestly accusing you of some shit you're not doing.
Yeah.
If you can't come, dude, you should be able to go like, I can't come. It's not your fault. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it was just totally like, there was a time frame. Time was running out. There was just too much going on in my head for me to,
I think that's legit, and you should be able to say that. If she's unwilling to do anything, she won't take her medicine right, she won't go to therapy, then you may have to start looking into options about leaving and say, look, if we don't go to therapy by this point, I may have to do something. And don't make it an idle threat, dude, because you can't live like this.
Right. Yeah. It's miserable.
Good luck, man. Maybe it'll work
Thanks,
out.
Jimmy.
People do something. Thank you, buddy, very much. Right. Hi, Birdie in New Jersey. How did I know I was an alcoholic or an addict at 18? Birdie, hello.
are you actually talking to me?
Are you Birdie?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Hi. Hello, sweetie. Birdie, what are you fucking flying all over town? Fucking sorry, a little humor. What's up, Birdie?
I know. I always look for the humor. Humor.
So you wanted to know how did I know I was an addict at 18?
Because I always listen to you. I listen to you all day.
I'll tell you how
I mean, in between, because obviously I have children, so I don't like to listen to you.
Are you drunk?
When my children are on the phone.
Okay.
Am I on the radio right now?
Yes, you are. Are you drunk right now?
No.
Okay, good. You want to know how I knew I was an alcoholic or an addict at 18? Was basically because I knew about the addiction because my dad is sober. So he saw a problem in me very early. And I also knew that normal people didn't, like my friends weren't behaving the way I was behaving. Like they weren't becoming extraordinarily violent when they drank. They weren't self-harming when they drank. They knew when to stop. Like I couldn't stop until I was vomiting or walking down the street with a butcher. Like I could see around me that even my friends who partied hard were not having the reaction that I was having. And, you know, so after a bunch of very, very bad incidents, I wound up going into rehab against my will. And I heard too many things that I related to think that it was a coincidence. Like if I went when I was 17 to rehab and none of it made sense to me, I never would have gotten sober. But so many people who were much older were saying things about themselves and about their lives and about the way they felt and their patterns that I completely related to. And that was what convinced me. Not because I thought like, yeah, I'm a teenager and boys will be boys, because that is what I thought, until I heard people 30 years down the road saying things that could have just as easily come out of my mouth. So I hope that helps you.
Well, I appreciate you opening up to me and making me realize that I have to make some changes. Okay. So that's what I need to do. Well, so thanks, Jim.
Good luck, sweetheart. You're very welcome. Hi, John in Wisconsin. How are you? Into cross-dressing, but you don't know how to bring it up when you meet a woman. Yeah, that's a rough one. Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I've been this fetish that I've had for about 3-4 years now. And my big thing is, you know, I got the full deal, wear the bras, the panties, silk breast forms. And what I'm looking is what happens when I meet a woman and how do I bring it up to her?
Well, let me ask you, when you do this, do you want to have sex with guys? Do you want to be called a bitch? Or do you just, are you masculine in that outfit?
It's more I'd like to be humiliated and kind of made fun of.
Okay. One way maybe to be, if you're out on a date with a girl, like, you know, compliment her on something she's wearing and say, that's a great dress. And if she goes, thank you, I got it from wherever, then maybe you can go, hey, we could shop and buy them together. LOL. And then elbow her tits really hard. And if that doesn't work, you could probably just, you know, it's a hard one to bring up, honestly, because that's such a taboo thing for men to enjoy. But, yeah, how do you bring that up? I mean, it's hard for me to relate this because as a comedian, I say things publicly so much, so I kind of have a built-in icebreaker where people a lot of times know what I'm like when they meet me. So it's a huge advantage. But you might not want to tell somebody on a first date. You know, as you become sexual with somebody, maybe find out some of the stuff that they like, that they're ashamed of, and let them know that it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Good.
No, I was just going to say, because I have gone out in public a couple times, you know, wearing a dress and, you know, kind of went out, like the sex shop and stuff like that. And, you know, let them see me wearing a bra and my dress and whatnot. And, you know, I do feel comfortable, you know, being out in the public, but it's just something that I don't know how to bring up and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can only suggest if you're with somebody and you're not going to get that the first time unless you put an ad online specifically for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I would find that talking to somebody about sex and getting a lot of what they're ashamed of or they feel uncomfortable with and letting them know that it's totally okay with you sometimes opens the door to them being okay with you. But you got to be honest about who and what you are, and you have to be willing to lose partners because of it. Like, my stuff, I don't want to have to explain myself. As a 46-year-old guy, I've done what I've done. I am who I am, and I like what I like. And I've lost probably a lot of potential girlfriends because of that. But the ones I've gotten have been great because they understood who I was. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you have to be willing to make that sacrifice to get the type of partner you want.
Yeah, and I'm kind of a perv when it comes to that anyways. I'm kind of into Gmail porn and everything like that, too. So, I'm not too far different from you when it comes to sexual, what I like and stuff like that.
Well, it might be a little harder then to find a woman who's all in with that stuff. So, you may have a harder quest, but understand whenever we have a fetish that's not usual, look, there's some guys just like anal and they can't find that in a partner. So no matter how weird something you like is, you will find someone who will accommodate it. But, and no matter how banal it is, you can find somebody who won't accommodate it. So I would suggest being honest, but you don't want to break that one on the first couple of dates. Let her like you first. Let her enjoy you first. And then maybe you can talk about that during sex a little bit. But I've never actually had to break that to somebody, so I don't know exactly what to tell you, buddy. I'm sorry.
All right, thanks for your advice, so I appreciate it.
Okay, good luck, man, and keep being who you are. I kind of respect that, I like the fact that you sound like a guy, I just want to put on some panties and get my tits played with. I kind of like that, You are who you are. Good luck, John.
Yep, thanks. Bye.
All right, buddy. Andy in Connecticut, as Aunt Nope would say, dating a girl on again, off again for a year, and you just want to fuck her, but she wants a relationship. Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Hi, Andy.
So, yeah, I've been dating this girl for about a year and some change, on again, off again, every few months. And just recently, we're on and off again thing. And, I really don't want to date this chick anymore. However, she is in love with me. She'll do anything for me. The sex is great, but I'm just not into her the way she's into me. And I like the fact that we can still have sex and keep it casual, whatever, but I just don't feel like it's fair what I'm doing to her. She's a nice girl. I don't think she deserves that. But,
and you've answered your own question. The older I've gotten, the harder it is for me to lie to a woman and pretend that I love her if I don't. I don't like to hurt people, I have to be honest with them. And a lot of times I've passed up fucking girls, dude. I've passed up fucking a good amount of girls because I knew that they wanted more than I was going to give them. And it wasn't worth it to me because I don't really want to hurt somebody. I'm not saying I've never hurt people, but if you know deep down and you're saying, look, she wants this and I know it, you can't even bullshit yourself. Let her go. Just realize that it's not worth it because she's a nice girl and you don't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Realize you already fucked around with her. You enjoyed it. So just move on and go, fuck it. I enjoyed myself and, hey, I didn't have to be in a relationship and I got to fuck her. But now that you know better, don't continue to drag her along.
Right. Yeah. I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. All right.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, remember about a year ago in Mount Kisco at that comedy club, the guy that had the fucking stupid hiccups?
I do not remember, buddy.
You don't remember that? All right, well, that was me anyway.
Well, I'm glad to hear they're cured, all right?
Thanks for the advice, brother.
Bye, buddy. William in Jersey having a problem going off of massage parlors. What's up, buddy?
Jim, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
I can't stop going because my background is I'm a recovering addict. I've almost 3 years off opiates, but this is something, I don't know if it's a replacement, but...
it absolutely is, and I know, I speak from experience, it absolutely is.
I mean, I have a family, and all I need is to have one time I'm there...
Sure,
and
it's rated.
It gets busted, right.
Well, let me ask you, this might not even be a replacement addiction, this may have been the first one. For me, it was the first one, for some people it's not, and the way I don't drink, or the way you don't get high, is we think it through. And there's prices for me to pay, but I don't have a family. For you, there's a tremendous price to pay for using drugs. Just realize that the fact you haven't lost your family is just luck. Right. You're going to lose your family. That's the price you're going to pay. So do you need to have that happen before it becomes a tangible reality? Or can you say to yourself, I'm not willing to pay this price? You don't want to overdose and die. That's why you stopped doing drugs. So you didn't have to hit the ultimate bottom. Well, you don't have to hit the ultimate bottom with this. Your bottom can be your depression and the fact you're deceiving people that you love and care about.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah,
So-
you're right. And
You will
I
get
appreciate the
busted
help.
eventually. You will get caught. It will be a text message, or you'll get beat up, or a cop will get you. It will be
Exactly.
something. Okay? Be good, buddy. Good luck. I apologize to the people I could not get through to. Just a quick run through. Thank you to the guy Macon saying I helped you get sober. I appreciate that. Good luck. You were obviously ready. I didn't do it. So good luck to you, man. Stay sober. Jordan in New York is going off antidepressants and wants advice. Jordan, I don't know anything about that, because I've never been on antidepressants. Talk to a doctor or a therapist. I know that sounds like cheese dick advice, but I'm not going to wax poetic about something serious like that, and I just don't know what I'm talking about. Do they have rub and tugs for women? And I don't know how you'd get involved. Yes, Kathy, they do. They're called Jim Norton's Face. And how are meetings going different with Anthony gone? I don't know what meetings you mean. Do you mean the after show meetings? They're going the same. We just sit there, we all fall asleep, and then Don Wickland goes, I'm finished. Thank you guys very much. I will see you next week, and check out my show on Vice.com. Thank you.